getting nervous. I
I
love you,
know,
man.
right?
I love you. I love you. I straight up love you, dog. Please. Um, I just want to let you know in front of 8 billion people that you mean the world to me, brother. I'm so thankful um that you're alive.
Thank you, brother. That means a lot. It's same both ways, brother. Same both ways, without a doubt.
Tell me, bro. Tell me a story.
Man, well, what do you want to know, man? What do you want to know? You want to pick up where we were talking about be a better human instead of a better patient?
Yeah, walk me through your story, brother, please.
All right. So essentially right now, man, I'm dealing with a 5-year misdiagnosis, bro. And to shorten that for the purpose of this call and what we're talking about, what I want people to understand, um, I was, as you see, I've got the mask on and everything. I was in critical care unit for 8 days. So for people who don't know, like I didn't know, I thought that intensive care unit was the highest level of care, when an ambulance comes to get you and they take you to the hospital and they're going to do what they do. I thought that was the highest level. And once I once they got me stabilized and everything, they told me, actually, I need to back up. When they got me to the emergency department, one thing that sticks out in my head, there's a term called air hunger. I didn't know this. And when they got me into the emergency department, they couldn't get any air into, sorry, they couldn't, when the ambulance came and got me, they couldn't get any, they, they couldn't get any oxygen into me. And, we're in the back of the ambulance. I mean, we're in the back of the ambulance. They cannot get the oxygen to me. They tried everything. They were like, yo, you want a CPAP? I'm like, bro, I can't do a CPAP. And I thought that was only for sleep. And they're like, we got to try it. Can't get your oxygen up. Then they put me on a BiPAP to push air. They did everything they could just to keep me around to get me to the emergency room. And once we got to the emergency room, they admitted me right away. And I remember as they were sliding me from one stretcher to the other, there was a pull, and I was clambering up this pole. And this is in real time. There was just a little pull, and I was clambering, and they had to stop me from clambering. I didn't realize that I was literally trying to grab and go for oxygen anywhere. They switched the bed. There was a nurse next to me. I remember I grabbed her, not like bad, but I was grabbing anything that I could call like something tangible to hold on to that represented life. And the doctor came in and he was like, man, if we can't get this oxygen in you, we can't calm you down, we can't do anything. We're gonna have to trach you, we're gonna have to do all this other stuff to you. And I kept telling him I don't want anything in me. And he said, if you go to sleep, you're not gonna wake up. Being told that in the hospital, and this is emergency room, right? This is before I even get to critical care. So they finally get me they get me stabilized, they get me to critical care. They start washing my body. They 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 strip me down. They start washing my body. And I was like, hey, what are we doing? I thought I was going to go, like, what are you? I didn't give you permission to do this. What are we doing? Is there some sort of emergency surgery that nobody's telling me? And they're like, no, we have to clean your body because, there's certain things going on. People come in certain situations and things, and, we just got to take these precautions in case they strip you down, they do everything. This is because you're on critical care unit. This is not intensive care. I don't know this at the time. So I'm in critical care for 8 days. 8 days critical care. And my life has changed forever. There was you find out at some point, and this kind of goes with what Fred teaches and just life in general. It's about clarity. Okay. When you get in a situation where there is Clarity is above all of us. Clarity is God. Clarity is what I call GUST. Clarity is God, the universe, spirit, and time. It's greater than all of us. It has been here before us. It will dictate and push us into a higher level than we've ever been on for the clarity that we need for the rest of our life. Everything, when I put my mind to anything, happened. I was to a point that I said, you know what? I wonder what it feels like to flatline. Does it hurt? What is it like to die? What if I've been in so much pain? The only reason why I'm still living is because it hurt too bad to let go. Okay. Next thing I know, there are nurses and doctors shaking me, going over my chest. Nick, wake up. What happened? You were just at like 98, like 98. What? They finally caught me. They stopped me from flatline. They finally had got me. When I looked up and I looked over, I was at 35. I don't know if I came up from where lower or that's where I just was. There was shit going off everywhere. The blues, the like lights, the bells, the whistles, everything. And the only thing that I thought was, oh, that wasn't that bad. Oh, I what? The worst part was, why y'all scaring me? Who is y'all? I think your name is Rachel. I knew everybody's name. You're Rachel. You're Vic. You're so and so. I knew everybody's name. The only thing that scared me was the fact they were all standing over me, yelling at me. Other than that, I was good. After that, um, if anybody knows what the game of or the movie Final Destination series any, once they finally got me stabilized. Now, what you got to understand is when you go to critical care, you have to be stabilized enough to step down to intensive care. They finally stabilized me to step down to intensive care. The moment I left intensive care or critical care to go to intensive care, the very next person, the very next person within the next few hours touched down in my room. The hospital announcement went over. Code blue, floor 5, room 541, CCU. The next person that came in that room a couple hours after me coded out. I'm not going to say anything else. What I learned once I got to the next level down is I had to change my approach of how I view and talk to people. What I learned and what came to my attention in this stay was become a better human instead of a better patient. What that means is that I had to be able to talk to people or the caregivers, not as they're above me and I'm below them, but as who they are. I am a better human than a patient. And an example of this is when I'm talking to my doctor, we're not necessarily talking to a doctor. I'm now talking to a person. I now know that the doctor working on me has had a migraine for 72 hours on a human level. Now I know their pains and what they're going through. When these nurses and practitioners and whoever come in, it's not, oh, we're doing this and that. It's, I find out more about that human person and what they're dealing with when dealing with me on a human level. What is going on in their life to let them know that I'm genuinely concerned and interested in their well being as well? That changed my whole stay. That changed the way that I view and move. And my man gave me a great intro on here to tell me that he loves me. I love this brother. I'll go to hell and back for him. He has changed my life. What I need you guys to understand is when I was in this hospital, I binged and I went through everything that Fred talks about on the Signal Clarity channel. I've known this brother. We've been working for years prior to this. So I know, you know what I'm saying? But I had focused and dialed in. And sometimes it felt like there was three people that I could count on this time. It was me, it was God, and it was Fred. And I'm not putting any pressure on him. This is just my testimony that he wanted me to share with you. What I learned and how I moved, it changed. My whole universe has shifted. When you talk to Fred, and we've talked, and I've heard people say, man, Fred it changed my life. Usually it's about business and things like that, and I get it. But man, when you dial in on what's real and authentic and ethical and is in alignment with the better, higher you to just be a better person, that's what we need in this world. It's better people. You'll ask better questions. You'll find out more about people without having to force it. Is whether it's the person that comes in to give you your meds at 2 o'clock and finds out that, oh, you're writing a book about decision makings. You have to make a decision. I've been thinking about working out and doing all sorts of things. And then you can have a conversation with them and simplify it. Ask a question. If they don't answer the question right, ask the same question to get the real answer. Make them think, and then they walk away feeling better because they spoke to you. They come tell people, hey, there's a guy over and now I'm in room what, 418. Go talk to Nick over in 418 at bed number 2 or wherever I was at. And then you know what else happens? You become powerful. I went from not being able to breathe, from being in critical care unit for 8 days, and then downstepped to ICU for another 4 or 5 days. And I was up walking 20 minutes at a time for an hour total a day. I had to break it up on my own. They couldn't believe it. They didn't understand it. I told them, hey, this is what I do. You leave me in a bed, I don't get well. You give me an opportunity to move, be active, and be who I am, and push through any obstacle with the right, like with the mindset of this is going to happen. You have to prove to me that I will not get better. And I am not accepting that. That's unacceptable. So before they let me go, I was up walking for at least an hour at a time, 20 minutes, 3 times a day, burning them corners. Nurses at the station, oh, he's up early this morning. Hey, there he goes again. Hey, da-da-da. Look at him go. Why is he still here? I don't know how to end the story, really. And I don't know if this is what you wanted, but I just want to let you guys know that you are the only one that's going to hold you back. I know what caused my situation, and everybody is telling me that there's nothing that we can do to fix it because they're looking at the symptom and not the root cause. I need you to take it out of a medical term and apply this shit to your life. What is the root cause of where you are at right now? Not the symptom. If you focus on the symptom, you will continue to repeatedly stay where you are, impede your growth, your health, your happiness, your expansion, anything that takes you to the next level. You cannot get there until you stop denying what the real underlying cause is and Hone in on that with everything you have and accept nothing less than that until you get that right. Doesn't that sound like mindset? Doesn't that sound like, hey, this is what I want, and I will do whatever it takes to get there? Isn't it time to answer and sit with yourself? Cry with yourself? Cry with your God or your higher self or whatever you apply to. If you think that the pet rock is what you need, you get you a pet rock, you talk to it, you pour into that because you have got to get rid of anything that doesn't allow you to have time to accept something that will help you become a better human instead of a better patient in life, period. That was off the cuff. I don't know if it's motivational, but this is where I'm at. This is what changed with me. This is a new philosophy that, like, if it's called mindset, but you don't like the word mindset, sometimes put a concept to the mindset. And right now, mine is just become a better human instead of a better patient. Because this system, or in the words of Mr. Fred Smith, this matrix, right? We are just a cog in the system. Everything is made to be complicated for a reason so that you have to depend on it, so that you don't feel empowered. So you're like, well, if somebody else can just do it, it makes it a little bit easier for me. And you die just a little bit more every second because of it. Empower yourself in life. If you don't like the word mindset, change it to a concept. Become a better human instead of a better patient. That's all I got, man. I look like I just ate my mask, but
Oh my God, bro. I just don't even know what to say right now. Um, I'm just thankful and happy that you're still here. You are a brother to me, and I'm just honored and privileged to know you.
thank you, bud.
You're you're amazing, man. And I just I'm just happy that I can hear your voice. I know you've gone through a lot, and just thank you for sharing your testimony to everybody.
Thank you for
I
allowing.
don't I just don't I just I don't know what happens next. But I do know that we've had some deep conversations, and I think people don't understand, like, we have to be really connected to people these days. It's a lot of engineered noise out here, and the road out really is the road through. And it's a lot of divide and conquer out here, but we can do something about this, but we have to collectively come together. Now, I'm all about rugged individualism. I get it. But what's been the divide and conquer out here, you shouldn't have to feel a certain way. You shouldn't have to think a certain way. You should be able to really be able to understand that the person who you're talking to really has your back for real.
Mm.
And that's why I'm honored and privileged to know you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Like you say, I'm amazing, but when it comes to you, you're empowering. You know, you empower me to be better. You're just like, man. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, me and young Fred are peas in a pod, whether you know it or not. You know what I'm saying? Different sides of the tracks, different life, but like the alignment is 100 and nobody will ever take that away from us. Um, You know, you never know how far down the road in life, how many years, days, hours until you find that person that you identify with, that is you, that you are them. You know, we each play a different role, but it's completed because of that role that we bring with each other and the vulnerability and the openness. Um, so I just appreciate that. And like I said before we jumped on here, I was like, man, people don't understand, bro. They saw, they be like, damn, y'all go way back. And we do. This story here and everything that I'm doing, like I need people to understand this is kind of a tangent, but like when I binged, I've worked with her for like 3 years, y'all. You gotta understand this. So the things that he said, and it's how the universe aligns with you. The things that he said never changed. It's just at a point where it all condensed in 2 to, like, 2 weeks. Everything just made sense, but there was literally no other thing that I was allowed to even, like, work with or see or anything. It was life-changing. It was, like, impending. I get to make a choice, and I made a choice, and this choice aligned with my brother, and I'm glad it wasn't anybody else. I'm glad it wasn't a stranger. We have access to information. And that's the problem because people don't know the difference between information and transformation. And what I got and what me and Fred and what we had and what I went through overall was a transformation. As I say, to respect people, GUST, God, universe, spirit, and time. Things will collapse when things need to happen. Sometimes time expands, but either way, you never give it back. You never get it back. But sometimes things have to collapse upon themselves to make that diamond or find that point or give that clarity or that just spark that you will listen, people, please, that spark, that moment of clarity, whatever, it's not an aha moment. It's something that you cannot turn away from ever again. Ever. That's where I'm at now. When you get that, I'm telling you, man, things start to happen. It's out of your control. And the universe and clarity and God or whatever, it all conspires for good. That's how you got to know you need to protect yourself and the ones that are around you because negativity's everywhere, but nothing was conspired for or from that. But it has to be there in order for you to accept, understand, and appreciate what good, what positivity, what empowerment, what all things good, what all things that push you forward really mean and feel like. I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I just want to say thank you, Fred, man. Thank you for letting me share my testimony. Um, oh, before I go, people, and Fred knows this. This is probably one of the few times that I've spoke this clear. Me and Fred, man, hey, if we was on some mob stuff, I would definitely probably be whispers. I was always like, yeah, Fred, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. I just need you guys to understand. Don't let this mask fool you. What you're hearing, it's a lot of work. What you're hearing, it's a lot of effort because many times, Fred will attest to you, this isn't what he heard. I was actually brave enough to at least get on here with my mask. There was many times I couldn't even turn the camera on. I was in listen only mode. I couldn't even type fast enough to keep up with my brother. So I always want to say thank you, man. Thank you.
You, oh, you're welcome. And I remember that too, man. Bro, listen, we on a collectively, like I said, bro, you're in New Room Collective. We just opened that room back up. I want people to come through. You're a genius. That's how I met you. Shout out to Billy. Um, Namisha's been worried about you. You got a real community and you know it. So we want to wrap our arms around you and support you any way that we can. I know you have, like you said, I've heard you. Like sometimes we couldn't even finish a call. And this is the clearest I've ever heard you in my life. So thank you for just showing up, man. People don't understand how powerful that is. We've been neutered to not even show up. And you're a testament to what happens when you really push through and get on the other side. And you're not leaving me yet, man. We got to get our asses to work. There's plenty of work to do out here. I love you,
Yes,
man. I really, I love you so much. And just thank you. And really, for anybody who's watching, like I said, I'm gonna drop. Is it okay if I drop your Facebook profile here too, or what do you want me to do? I want people to. I want people. Look, they can either come through the room or they can talk to you directly, whatever you prefer. I just want people to know that they need to start supporting you and what you do and your genius. Because this brother has watched me do white papers. We talked about white papers. We've done some crazy stuff together, AI, and he's like, hey yo, I'm trying to figure that out, friend. But he's a genius, and this is the thing about it. We all have our zones of genius, and that's what I just want to help everybody unlock on this planet, man. But dude, I love you, man. Like, me, I tell you, me and him, you don't even understand. Sometimes I haven't talked to Nick for a long time, and I'm just praying, is he okay? I mean, he's so humble, but he's so powerful, and we all got this in us. We just got to unlock it, man, and just share. That's how this works.
that's all it is, man. So yeah, I'll decide. I'll let you know how I want people. It may just be through the room, but
Okay.
I will make sure that people can connect with me because um, it's not just that I want the support. I do. I need it. I'm not gonna lie that I don't. I just want to make sure that it's the right people that I can also pour back into. Like when people show me support, I want to be able to give something back to them, not just a thank you, but I want to be able to be like, hey man, like I know everybody's going through something. Maybe mine's a little bit deeper, or maybe it's just the fact that I said something and they were like, yeah, that made everything better. You know, that's what it's about
Yeah,
right now. We still gonna make these business moves and stuff, but we gotta make sure we right though. You dig what I'm saying?
I'm tracking. Yeah. So okay. With that being said, we'll like I said, everybody just can check out the Facebook group. You over there again. I'm going, like I said, we are good stewards of the energy. We want clean energy. It's a nuclear reactor. That's why we rather power it down and just have dirty energy around us. So I love you, bro. You mean the world to me. And like I said, we'll just pause it right there. I didn't want anything to just your words are just so powerful today, man. I had to pull over. I just couldn't. It just oh, shoot. Yeah, I thought I had my camera on this whole time. But yeah, you're just amazing, brother. I love you, and just thank you for just being a ray of light in my life.
Right on, man. Anything I can do for you, you know it is. What's understood doesn't need to be said. That's where we're at right now, brother.
Salute, brother. I love you, man. And everybody, please, you know, we'll figure out what the next steps are. But Nick, thank you so much for just sharing your testimony. It's amazing, brother. I love you, and we'll end right there.
All right, love you too. Thank you.
All right, brother. Peace.